it is me. I am everyone. I think I'm being forced to go to bed. No, I'm allowed to do whatever I want. Unlimited potential. You've had zero luck getting cute girl villagers since Marina. It's rough. You need to go to a lot of gacha islands. I was disappointed because I kept on going to, well, not kept on. I went to the Mayday Island, and I was like, oh, Rover, he'd be cool. Can't bring Rover. Kind of empty early game. Oh yeah, because your stats are already mostly maxed out. It's true, I couldn't bring Rover over. Alright, I don't actually want to do this. Stop. Now that I can do whatever I want, we're gonna probably clean or something, or study. Or... God damn it, that's right. Not allowed to go out. We'll study, I guess. Oh, you were worried you would have to bring Rover. It's been more than a day since you put one plot down, but it hasn't been sold yet. You still have time. If I had some way to send you one of these stupid villager cards, I would. Guess I could mail you one. Yeah, Fawn is obviously the most adorable, but we have some other ladies here. Flurry. End of list, I'm sorry. I don't have good cards. Yes, I have leveled everything up to 2. Now we need to start working toward 3. Alright, everyone's a Shibuya waiting for us. What I'm trying to remember is what our, first roadblock's gonna be. I want to try and, work on the stat that will first be our big roadblock.
Kimi... 中野原だ。三島から連絡を受けて、今日渋谷で会うことになってたんだよ。マジ？中野原です。回答お願いチャンネルに書き込まれた。中野原夏彦。なんか優しそうな感じだね。
Guts for a Y, knowledge for Hifumi and Makoto. Doesn't someone require kindness?
から連絡もらってる。猫を連れた囚人の制服を探せって。で、その中野
Yeah, that's later on.
こいつに何の用
And I guess I'll focus on guts and knowledge for the time being.
怪盗団に改心させてほしい奴がいる。まだらめって画家だ。おいおい、来たんじゃねえ。弟子が師匠の秘密を告白とか。そういえば、あの人のシャドウも。
You like all the female personalities besides Snooty?
私はまだらめの元弟子なんだ。住み込みで。
I think it's level 5 charm.
本気で画家になりたい。
That's also pretty later on.
少し上に兄弟子がいてね。とても才能のある人なんだ。当然、まだらめに目をつけられたよ。作品はみんな。
That's it, yes. Level 5 kindness for Haru. That's the one that annoyed me later. Later, in my first playthrough. So earlier.
その兄弟子。
Oops. Sorry, idly playing with the control sticks.
自殺？まだらめが自分の作品で評価されているの。よっぽど耐えられなかったんだろうさ。
But Pylons, have you seen the game X Anima?
私はまだらめの反対を押し切ってアトリエを出た。けど、方々に圧力をかけられて、私は絵の道を断たれてしまった。新規一般で絵とは別の道を。区役所に勤めたけど。
I'm going to play X Anima on Sunday, and I think it's a game you'll be into. It's a game that's still in development and has been for the past 5 years.
改めてお願いだ。
but I think it'll speak to you on multiple levels.
一人の男の命を救うためにも。今も一人だけまだらめのところに残っている若者がいる。君と
You're
同
only
い
like
年
slightly
で
ahead of me.
ユウスケのことだ。絵の才能があるばかりか。彼、身寄りがなくてまだらめに恩義がある。まだらめには
518 is the first day we could do fusion requirements for the twins.
言いなりになるしかねえってことか。
Yeah, I made the dingus dust the coins because that makes way more sense than a laughing
まだらめ
face.
と一緒にいて辛くないのかいってね。そしたら彼、こう言ったよ。逃げられるものなら逃げ出したいってね。北川君。逃げ出した私が言うのもなんだが、自殺した兄弟子の
The twins are like
繰り返したくない。
the hardest to level up.
若者だけでも助けられないかと。まだらめの改心、検討していただけるよう。
The first few levels are fine, but later levels are kind of frustrating. At least on a first playthrough.
被害者から直接頼まれたんだ。まだらめを改心させるのに、もう迷ってる暇はなさそうだ。
Let's save Broske. Sorry, he's from the first. He's from 4.
弱い奴らを食い物にする正真正銘のクズだ。
自殺なんて私の周りでそんなことさせない。
Jack Frost is cute, I agree.
北川君の本音も聞けたしね。じゃあ全会一致ってことで、話の続きは新アジトでだ。諸君、ようこそ新しいアジトへ。
I very much associate Jack Frost with Tom because so many of his profile pictures have been Jack Frost in the
前
past.
と同じなんて舐めてたら痛い目を見るぜ。それにアンドノの低層がかかってる。
Also known as True Axiom when he's here in chat.
鴨志田の時と同じだ。
His profile pictures are always Jack Frost, Tonberry.
心をいただく予告。
These are two enemies from video games that I only associate with Tom.
いただく。
はいはい、質問。まだらめって
Oh hell yeah, the Able Sisters are
知らねえ
great.
じゃん。なんで警戒されてたわけ？
だいぶ学習してるな。いいぞリュウジ。きっと誰も信じてないんだろう。知らない相手は全員敵扱いなのさ。
What is going on in that TV back
悪い
there?
噂が広まってるって知ってイライラしてるだけなのかも。
じゃあパレスが荒れてんのもらい事故みてえなもんってことかよ。
何にせよ我が輩たちはいい子ちゃんで言っとこうぜ。無駄に警戒度を上げちまったらお宝を取りづらくなる。
The TV in the background, the Jumbotron, almost looks like it's showing distorted scenes from very late in the game,
その通り
like
だ。
final act stuff.
てかまだらめのお宝って見た目どうなの？また王冠？
いや違うだろうけど物を見れば我が輩の直感で
It's hard
確
to see.
実にわかる。
Could be like a distorted version of the trailer, or it could be like when all the stuff erupts out of the ground.
お前。
今回の期限って個展が終わるまでなんだよね。
Right, it's weird. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be.
6月5日だ。
今回も予告状を出した後で決行だ。だから2つ戻って6月2日には潜入ル
Because
ー
of
トを確
traveling
定
in
しないとな。
Tokyo, every time I see the green stuff right above, got yawning.
よーし。
Damn it. Oh, this is the first job for Mongoose 420. Make sure we do it right. Yeah, the green stripes of the text is for the JR line, which is, generally speaking, the line I ride when I'm using trains in Tokyo. So my brain was like, oh good, we're going the right way. We'll make it back to the hotel. Special obstacles in palaces. Occasionally you'll encounter palace obstacles that are impassable, require interacting with the target in the real world. Oh, we know what this is. This is not new.
よし、一暴れするとしますか。
This is one of the few palaces that requires you to do it in more than one visit.
いいか?
First thing we gotta do is secure our way in. Then we send the calling card. Yeah, we know the drill. Let's get ready. This palace is most of the way I remember it. You only have 230 miles? It had 19 pear trees, nice. Thankfully, the Earth Day events are pretty helpful for getting a lot of miles fast. Your rehabilitation seems to be going smoothly. Oh, thanks. Excellent. I prepared a special gift for you. I must reward such exemplary conduct. After I leave, go back in? Alright. There are various benefits associated with traits. You can view the details of traits. Yeah, you only get one Earth Day event a day, but that's still like 1,000 miles a day. That's not too bad. Must master the inner workings of each persona to draw out its power. To do that, and they will surely be of great use to you on your journey to rehabilitation. You may tend to it now if you have other business. Oh yeah, the 150 by 5s are less exciting. Alright, we're gonna leave and go back in. Oh my god, you're adorable as a little maid. Yeah, the maid outfit's pretty good. It seems you've gotten used to coming here. Battle music is wrong? Weird. You must surely be accustomed to infiltrating palaces by now. Yeah, somewhat. You have yet to obtain a truly acceptable number of personas. This is not the full potential of the power of the wild card. I suppose this is a prime opportunity to help further your rehabilitation along. Don't worry, this assignment is not mandatory. Think of it almost as a test of strength. What's this assignment? We'll have you bring us the mask we specify. Just gotta show us the persona we asked for. First off, we would like you to bring us a Jack Frost. That's too easy. It should be a challenge. It must have Mabufu too. Got that? Jack Frost with Mabufu. I feel like I have one of those. Oh my god, we got a bunch of DLC, guys. I think I was thinking of Jack-o'-lantern and not Jack Frost. Yeah. Sorbet level is your best friend. Yeah, the early ones are very easy. The catch quote for Frog is great. Oh yes! I took a screenshot of that. Or is this another villager? Have I done something truly unforgivable? I like that they make a joke about that. Whoa, 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 Necron! You could see when I am streaming, but you couldn't see it while Jimmy was streaming. Very interesting.
時間です、囚人。
Alright, that implies that it is a difference between our settings. Because I'm pretty sure this is still 1080p. Do you guys have, like, quality options right now? It's possible that we're, you know, Twitch is transcoding right now, so people have choices for settings, but I imagine nothing changed between now and then. Interesting. So for some reason, we're able to stream at 720. That option exists for you guys. Very peculiar. PlayStation 4 defaults to 720p. I am using a capture card. No, that's an interesting question. 1080p, 60 frames per second makes you want to die. Curious. Honestly, most folks that watch here... Which outfit am I wearing? Seven Sisters High. Not sure what's going on there. Yeah, we both stream with the same settings. Pope Pylon might be correct in that the PlayStation 4 natively plays games at 720. With that being said, my stream is still going through a capture card and should be 1080p. It might just be that Twitch is transcoding us right now and they weren't before. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out a good outfit for the main character. Mess around with something new here. What's my dance wear look like? Good lord. Atrocious. So, most folks that watch usually are watching on mobile, or they're watching on, like, a smaller screen. It might be worthwhile for us just to stream in 720p so people have less trouble. Like, I'm a 1080 person when I watch stuff myself, but I'm not watching, I'm streaming.
Oi, oi.
We'll put a poll up in the Discord and see if there are anyone at all that cares about 1080, and otherwise we'll consider lowering things down to 720. Be easier on everyone. Because that might be the root cause of the black screen issue. Oh my god, is the dancing music? I haven't heard this before. It's the dance remix of the Persona 4 fighting music? It is very good. Yeah, I know you get stutters because the bandwidth is an issue. Gotta bring the volume down ever so slightly. Oh, sure, buddy. Go nuts. Sorry, I've said this before, but the lyrics to that song, I only ever hear, I'm a lesbian. Can you lesbian? I know it's like something something, can you let me in, but I only ever hear, I'm a lesbian. Can you lesbian? Lend me your power.
暗そうなやつだな。適当に相手してみろ。
Alright, we got a gloomy glass here. There are 4 things you can't redeem? Really? In your Nook dailies? Are they all stuff that requires the shop to be open? I feel bad about that. Oh, wrong. Shut up! There we go, turn it around. Shops are closed, so you never customize anything. So the trick with the customizing one is just customize to get the award, to get the miles. Oh my god, the victory music. Like, make a cheap thing that has a customization option, and just customize it to get the miles. Yeah, the outfit is pretty terrible, but the music is banging. Which means I'm going to wear the terrible outfit. Yeah, the mod swimsuits because they're all delicious meat. Understandable. Have you heard about this thing called the internet? You could, like, see all kinds of, like, naked people. Wait, did I just go back? I did. I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh yeah, Persona soundtrack is amazing. Girl with the hanging tree. What I want to do is pass and hit the other guy with his weakness. Let's screw it. Oh, it's very clear, can you let me out? I do have Baton Pass, but I think I screwed it by doing a second attack. Anyway, I would like you to just guard. Now you weak to? I don't remember anymore. Wind. Of course I don't have any wind. Why would I? Fine, whatever. Everyone get back up, that's fine. We'll just fix the problem. You're out of ammo! No! There we go. You haven't gotten your check yet. Oh man. That's right. The horny ones are the easiest ones. The cord that'll let you use your new PC is still stuck in Ohio. Oh, that sucks. New video card gets here, tomorrow. Tomorrow's new video card. That's very exciting for me. Very nice, yes. Be able to play games on high settings. It'll be such a change. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of excited to play older games just on, like, super max settings. Because, like, some newer games, even with a new video card, are probably going to be like, yeah, you could play us on, like, super high, but not on ultra. But, like, a relatively older game? Oh, baby. You could play that on super high settings. Harvester on max settings. That's a little bit too old. But it ran, that's the important part. Did you craft the wrong thing, Krias? But hey, you can customize that still. It all works out. It got real intimate with the blue screen. There are a few games we were trying to play that like we just couldn't play. It's really for those games. And also so I can go back through Resident Evil 2 and 3. Remake and play those on like super high. Oh, Celeste is in your town? Have you ever talked to her before? How are you supposed to get star fragments? Well, when it's nighttime, which means anytime after 7 p.m., you look up when you hear a twinkling sound and press A. And that'll generate a star fragment on your beach the next morning. When I say morning, I mean literally any time after that day. Additionally, if you need a few, I'll give you a few. I don't have a large, but I have a lot of littles. You'll still see them if you're outside. They like streak across the sky. There was a hermit crab and he didn't have a net. Don't worry. Hermit crabs will be around for a long time. What you gotta look out for now is scorpions. I was actually tempted to do Animal Crossing tonight because scorpions are a new addition tonight. There's a lot of new fish and a lot of new bugs today. quite a few. Do we have a thunder battle? Actually, there wasn't all that much in the way of thunder. A lot of rain, but not much else. Which is disappointing, because obviously thunder's great. Summer started real early in California. Gross. We're still in, like, not quite summer weather here. I hope it stays that way forever. Fortunately, I'm pretty sure tomorrow is gonna be like 70 degrees around here. Oh, right. I almost forgot what I was doing earlier. It's like, why is there a naked butt on my screen? Not gonna give you any more context than that. At first. It could snow, I hope. I wish. Hey, what are you jerks weak to? Heard my ski companies to sell more skis. I guess we could try normal physical attack here. Yeah, dark mode's great. So I got one of those text messages that's clearly a spam bot. And the reason why I get so much spam is because I'm a fool. And I keep on playing with the bots. So I got a "Hello, Christopher," to which I replied "Hello." And every subsequent reply from me was always "Hello, space, exclamation mark." Never deviated. And they started sending more and more tantalizing semi-nude photos. So now I have like a bunch of like naked ladies on my phone. It's a very convincing bot. They just want me to send my information, and then I could join their private TikTok. For some reason, I'm not compelled to do that. That was easy. Oh no, she has the COVID. I hope she feels better soon. She has a history of sleep apnea. Yeah, that would be a little bit extra concerning there. Well, hopefully it's a mild version. Oh, that's part of the daytime bot. It's annoying for me as well, but I couldn't, like, reasonably go through and disable all of the audio commands for nighttime, so I had to make a separate bot. So this one just has the nighttime commands, like pleasing sleep sounds and talking feverishly into the night.
が配当したことが。賢いんだよ。
Might be weak to something. Not weak to that. The pleasing sleep sounds are very specifically like rain, whales, those kind of words. Oh, I could try one of those. Nope. The Persona music is too loud and too rockin', so we're probably not gonna heal the whales. During some of the more chill games we've played for the late night wispy, those are much more audible. Oh, I did the wrong one. Nice. I haven't heard the rap lyrics this well before. It's really good stuff. Oh, more dirty clothes, hooray! New power getto! Oh god, let me out. Well, that's a pleasing thing to think about. Well, get out of here, sir. Those clothes aren't the only thing that's dirty. Oh my god, look at these cuties. At a gym from hell. If Curse Reflect and Blessed Terrain and a 0 MP Omni Curse insta-kill, good lord. Alright, how do we get in here? From the floor above, it looks like. American McGee's Alice? Wait, what? Persona 5 is the first game we've seen the credits to in like 3 years that isn't a repeat playthrough? Not sure I understand. First game we've seen the credits to in like 3 years that isn't a repeat playthrough. God damn it, I was looking at chat. Elaborate. Fishing on the pier is an actual nightmare? That's how you get the good fish. There's a bunch of new ones that have been added too for the pier. Or some say Cosm. Oh, you put a wheelchair on your pier too? We are brothers. Look at that luster. I know it might be tough to take with us, but do you think it'll sell for tons?
おいおい、そんなことのために来たんじゃ。ってお前なんか踏んでんぞ。
やばいやつじゃないのそれ。
Stand back.
しまった。防犯装置だ。
たく自分で注意しといてよ。どうする？突っ切って逃げるか？
ダメだ。こんなの。
Still never played Bloodborne? It is a great game.
待って。
But one day you'll have a PlayStation 4 and the opportunity to play it if you so choose.
なんとか抜け出して赤外線を切ってくれ。美術館なら多分搬入用の出口や仕掛けがある。そいつを探せばきっと。
Yeah, no, that one's a little bit too loud to be a nighttime command. Those are your first two must-buys, some very good choices there. I thought this guy was weak to something. He's trying to light. Not light. Oh, I do love Risk of Rain. Oh, why did I do that? That was fine. Yeah, I'm not sure if Risk of Rain would be up your alley, Krios. That was more of a reflexive, yes, I like Risk of Rain. Fallout 7 Remake was something you'd rather watch than play? That's fair. I think it's a very fun to play game. Like, the mechanics behind everything are very satisfying in the hand. But if you don't have, like, an experience with the original game, it's probably not for you. I would feel bad for someone that had never played Final Fantasy VII, the original game, and then played Final Fantasy VII Remake, because that is not a remake. Borderlands 3. See, Borderlands 3 is not a game for me, but I do understand why people like it. Alright, on to the next tripwire. Disabling moment here. Oh, look at that guy. That's the one that explodes. Alright, weak to fire. Is this not one of the ones that explodes? Alright, it was. Good. Gomper, how's it going? Yeah, fine, that's fine. Gomper, did you see that Noida had a big ol' update? The feast update?
Yoshi.
I have to go back to the other side now. Oh, here we go.
これって
よっしゃ。
Oh, I was saying, did you see that Noida had a big update yesterday called the Feast Update?
悪いな。感じるぞ。
If you were playing yesterday, then it was probably the update I'm talking about.
Oh.
ちょっと。
だからよ。おいジョーカー。なんか気になるもんあるぜ。
Something here you're wondering about. I wonder what that is.
よっしゃ。 いや。
My least favorite mechanic. Oh good. It's gonna be one of these. Password is 07734. But you can't just put it in. Ah. Hear about those thieves? Yeah, I got a call telling me to change the password. What'd you change it to? Hello. Huh? I said hello. 07734. You read the numbers upside down, they spell the word hello. Isn't that a little childish? It should be fine as long as nobody ever finds it out. It's not like anyone's eavesdropping on us. Anyway, don't forget, when you see the code input, be sure to say hello. Good thing I'm blind.
よっしゃ。
いいぞ。
Pay attention to what I want to pay attention to. Not gonna let me jump back up there, huh? VR games have the worst storytelling. Oh, I'm sorry, that was very unlike me. Ah, geez, weren't you the one telling us not to go around touching shit in the exhibit? Well, that's true, but I can't believe I made such a novice mistake, even for a solid gold. But something was drawing me to that vase. What do you mean? Isn't it just an ordinary gold vase? What if there's something special about it? Let's take a closer look. What is this? I see, that's why I was drawn to it. Joker, catch it. It's like having a rotating chair in a movie theater. Except the movie theater screen is a 360-degree screen, but the point of focus is only on 1/18 of that screen. Magic's our best bet. And he got away. Still dropped a bunch of money, though. What was that? That panther was a rare shadow that occasionally resides in pricey items. I call them treasure demons. They're great. Not only do they give you a lot of experience, they might be useful for your personas too. They run away very fast, however, and attacks don't deal very much damage to them. I agree. Games and movies are part of the same spectrum. But with the whole interactive element of video games, you do run into the problem that if you're trying to, like, present a scene to the player, they have the option to ignore that scene. See, it's all about the type of game for me. Like, some games are more story-driven, and for me, I want more story elements from those kind of games. Like, I don't mind when a game is borderline a movie, as long as the experience is geared for that. Where I run into issues are games where the clear drive for the player is, like, fast-paced, gameplay-centric, mechanically driven game situations, where suddenly, like, a cutscene will drive me nuts because I'm like, oh my god, the tempo! The point of Dark Souls, Diablo 2 is murder. Like, we talk about Dark Souls a lot on this channel, obviously. How am I supposed to get past this huge hole in the... Look where the security guard is walking. It's clearly a painting, you idiot. What I was going to say is Dark Souls is always my favorite example of a game that doesn't ever interrupt the player, but still tells its story in a way that I find satisfying. Yeah, the story is there to be found by those looking for it. One of these buttons is supposed to... There it is. Fire and lightning. Fire. Ichi's intentions appropriate for the game? Yeah. Like, generally speaking, I'm satisfied as long as the presentation leads me into a certain playstyle, and as long as the game doesn't betray that expectation, I have a good time. I hope you find what you're looking for, Krios. Got two characters, weird. To go to a recent game, we've seen fucking Doom Eternal is an example of a game that presents something and then delivers something a little bit different, and that was frustrating for me. Like, that is not a game that needs a billion long cutscenes. That drove me nuts. Yeah, I'm not even gonna touch on the platforming or other elements because those are personal preference on my part. But like the goddamn cutscenes. Studio flat out bullied that poor studio. Yeah, and then they all got laid off. I mean, when it comes to animation studios in the world, that shit happens a lot. Like another example would be the Food Fight movie, where they treated the animators like shit, even though they made the entire goddamn movie, and then laid them all off when the movie was released. I hate business practices like that. They drive me insane. Nope, Food Fight really happened. And they really laid everyone off afterwards. Like, I was working for a very small computer animation studio out of Burlington, right? Yeah, in the Berkshires? Not Burlington, in the Berkshires. So I was working for a small animation studio in the Berkshires, and that experience is why I stopped doing 3D animation. It's not because it's like annoying and tedious, it's because watching the business interactions drove me insane. And the guy straight up was telling me, like, yeah, no, if you usually work for a thing and then you get thrown away, you're expendable. At all times, you're expendable. In what, North Adams? I'm trying to remember the specific part of the Berkshires. It was one of those towns that used Berkshire bucks. I had to drive there every day. That sucked. I hated driving up there. They threw your ass away twice. Yeah, I don't like how that whole thing works, where, you know, they hire people as temps, they abuse them and then they throw them away. Like, this was a fine experience. Most of what I was working on was 4D motion rides. Like, I worked on a Borg experience, Star Trek 4D ride, and I worked on a 4D treasure adventure ride where you go underwater and, like, find a treasure ship. The most important things I worked on was one of those sun-kissed raisins, sun-made raisins adverts with the 3D lady, and I did a lot of rotoscoping and color correction for the Radio City Music Hall Christmas Spectacular, because they changed Santa Claus to being blue, and then they decided they didn't like that, but they threw away the work environment, so they had to send us the rendered video, and my job was to rotoscope around Santa Claus's ass for 8 hours a day for a week to change the sled back to being red. So that was fun. Good times. That would be a dream come true for EA to collapse and a bunch of better studios to snatch up those good IPs. That'd be beautiful. Great Barrington! That's the name of it. Great Barrington in the Berkshires. That's where I was working. I was like, what the fuck was the name of this town? Take it you're familiar with Great Barrington? I thought the Berkshire Bucks thing was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if you've seen or experienced Berkshire Bucks. You don't go west of Greenfield for grinder dates? They told me that. I mean, I just don't go on Grindr or Tinder to begin with. Although I did watch my friend Gabe go on a number of Japanese grinder dates. That was actually very amusing. How was that? It seems like they're all super polite and super adorable. Like, every single person he dated was, like, just precious, like, all precious boys. You're only getting crankies, that sucks. I guess if you find a cranky lady, go for a cranky lady. Wait, Marina's in your town, right? That's weird. It shouldn't be prioritizing crankies if you have a cranky. Just remember, if you get stuck with someone, you can always replace them later. Oh, Marina's normal. Do you not have a cranky? It might be they're trying to force a cranky on you. I wonder if I have any crankies on my island. I don't think I do. A halfway house for crankies. Oh yeah. Sadly, this month is like one of the few months where I own a bunch of the games in there. So there's probably gonna be a number of giveaways in the near future.
じゃあ行こうぜ。研ぎ澄ませ。
You're trying to make your perfect harem. Animal harem. Don't worry. Eventually you'll get it right. It might take a little bit of time. But through the course of the playthrough, you'll eventually replace all the crankies.
なあ
Alright. What's up here?
おなあ
やべえか。マジで。
Oh, Mostray was good. Just leaving the crankies on the island. Do what you gotta do.
弱点を起点にしが弱点だうまく狙えない
キャプテンキッド。
やるじゃないか光るモンスター踊れカルメンパンサーもっともっとエルサだカルメン
What? How is he resistant?
弱点狙いは弱点は見当たらないな
Is he like a weird variant?
さすがジョーカー
よし。
What was the end of Mostray?
シャドウ撃破ださあこのまま進むぞ
Kind of I mean, I would spoil the story if I told you the end of Mostray.
あのシャドウやばいやつだあれはレアものだ逃がすな
In the alternate reality where you don't just replay Dark Souls.
弱点は見当たらないな
Oh, that was a dumb move. We know he's resistant.
いい加減言っちまえよ。
Oh god, she's out of SP.
エルソナー。そこか。
そうが配当したことが
エルソナー。 いただいていく。
倒せなかったか
SP restoring items are too rare. God damn it.
の顔に出てたか。
勝利だ
Angus, Gaston, Limburg, Rolf, and now Octavian. Man. The other two being Marina and the Frog Doctor.
感じるぞ。
SP restoring items. Oh, HP, damn it. Oh, it's so hard to restore SP. O'Hare's a cranky? O'Hare's one of my favorite villagers, that's wacky. He never acts cranky. Yes.
よーし、1個目の石だ。まだまだ行くぞ。
A fine skull we have found here. They named a cranky bird after you? Which character is the cranky bird?
よしよし、気づいてねえな。やっちま暴いてやる。
O'Hare's a rabbit.
あいつ、イカれてるぜ。今敵これは火炎に弱い敵だな。こ
の技じゃない。
Alright, this should be a nice big explosion. There's a cranky bird named Joe. Ah.
よし。
あれ、楽勝すぎた？
Alright, there was one more door up here I didn't go through.
おっと、強そうな。
ジョーカー。
Alright.
研ぎ澄ませ。
Not sure if that was terribly worth it, but... good enough. Yeah, they love treasure chests, and they never have anything too exciting in there. 100% not taking Octavian. I'm guessing Octavian is an octopus. I would take Octavian, but I just really want an octopus. His catchphrase is sucker.
すごいね。
Yeah, that looks pretty important.
行こうぜ。
I won't though, because the save point's over there. There's a fucking save room right around the corner. Ugh. Dumb game making me go in a direction. Yeah, Marina's the one I really want. I would also accept the one that looks like a takoyaki. Because as a person that dresses like a food that exists, he acknowledges that people eat him.
だがこれだけ厳重ってことは守りたいものがこの先にあるって証拠だ。待って、縦札に何か書いてある。
How's takoyaki? Delicious.
警備員各位、展示期間中。
Honestly, I prefer the versions that don't have the octopus in it, but even the ones with the octopus are very good.
各員とも注意されたし。
外から絶対開かねえってことかよ。どうすんだこれ。
I've had one that had shrimp in there instead of octopus. That was superior to octopus. And the real winner was the one filled with cheese. That one was fucking delicious.
あそこだ。あそこの襖と同じだ。間違いない。お前ら、一旦引き上げだ。
はあ、なんでだよ。
You bought the Rosetta Stone from Captain Sketchy? Excuse me?
別のやり方でこじ開けられるかもしれない。説明は後だ。とにかく戻るぞ。
I suppose we should listen to Morgana for the time being. You should also let me go to the goddamn save room.
帰るぞ。
I watched someone make a miniature cooking kit version of takoyaki. It was nightmarish, apparently. Tiny food is always more work than it needs to be.
いいところにセーフルームがあるじ
We
ゃん。
could technically make takoyaki. I have a can of octopus that I've never opened, and I have a cake pops maker that essentially is a takoyaki maker. Oh, red, yes. Captain Sketchy, good name for him.
さてと。
You weren't brave enough to try octopus last time you had sushi? Well, that's a different experience. Like, cooked octopus and raw octopus are very different. I'm not a big fan of octopus as a food, to be honest. Oh hell yeah, eel's delicious.
おいおい。
I like that he's like, oh, we didn't go very far, even though we were forced to
どうやっ
leave.
て進んだらいいの？
Tase, how's it going? Yeah, I love eel.
もつかね
Last time I was in Kyoto, I was with two people that don't like eel, and they got very excited about a restaurant they saw on Google, and they brought us there. And as we're walking, we're passing by all these drawings of eels. And I was like, I'm getting the impression this is going to be an eel-based restaurant. And it was, and I thought that was hilarious. They had to walk past like 16 giant illustrations of eels.
あん時花からそのつもりで
We have an excellent story about eel, please tell me.
暇だったからでしょ？
でどこなんだそれ。
2階の一番奥だ。
Squid is okay sometimes, like I like fried calamari.
鍵かけるってことは見られちゃう。
I've had squid with yakisoba before and that was okay.
けど俺たちがこじ開けてえのは
Yeah, by a car, yeah, I don't recommend that one.
扉をまだらめ本人の目の前で開けんのさ。要は扉は開けられないっていうまだらめの認知を変えるんだ。つまりまだらめの家のその扉を開けるとパレスのあれも一人でに開くってこと？
なんかピンとこね
Oof,
えな。
broke a bunch of teeth, that's like one of my nightmares. Spent 8 hours getting your teeth fixed.
必ず開くはず。ジョーカーならわかるだろう？
I was really prepared for a tabun, which is probably in Japanese, but he had to go with a different word for the same thing. Can't hurt to try.
そうだけどよ。
なんだよ、試す価値くらいあんだろう。
Oh, so you've been like days without food at that
や
point?
るとしても現実の方にもごつい鍵があるんでしょ？我が輩にかかればヘアピン1本で楽勝さ。でも多少はかかる。さすがにこじ開けるところから全部まだらめの前でこなすのは無理だ。ほんのちょっとの間目をそらしといてくれる人がいたらな。ん？
ああ。
Got a lot of sushi and a lot of eel with that sushi.
つうか屋敷に入んのもどうやるかな。
Chef give you a thing of eel sauce instead of soy sauce. Well, that's awesome because eel sauce is delicious.
何？
やっぱヌードしかなくね。
Oh, Ryuji, you're such a fucking creeper.
奇遇だぜリュウジ。同じこと考えてた。ふざけてんの？
別にマジで脱げとは言ってねえよ。
まだらめの家に怪しまれず入るにはそれが一番の口実だ。 アンドノに一芝居打ってもらいたい。
急に言われても。それにその鍵のかかってる場所、私知ら
I
ない
have
よ。
a broken tooth right now, but you can't get it fixed because of, you
我
know,
が輩も同行する。
COVID. That's terrible.
実質
Yeah, I'm like
私一人じゃん。
actively terrified of the idea of having a tooth emergency in this
最悪
moment.
バレた時どうするの？
パレスに逃げ込むとか。
それ大丈夫なの？解決になってる？てか自信なさげに言わないでよ。私がおとりやるしかない？
I'm the guy who gave you the tooth phobia? Oh, just because I smashed my front tooth on a safety bar in a playground when we were children? Good luck, Anne.
男のヌードでもいいじゃん。
求められてねえだろ。
じゃあ
You didn't even know they could break as a kid?
ちょっとユウスケを騙して。
Yeah, my front tooth is half a
開
cap.
けるだけじゃん。
It's broken in half.
他に方法ないんじゃ。仕方ない仕方ない仕方ない。
Alright, I suppose we could stop talking about the shattering of human teeth.
ああもう。やるわよ。正義のためだもん。
Just gotta do it for Seigi.
なんとかしてよ。
アンドノのためなら我が輩爪全部折れても引っか
And I
け
can't
をや
remember what
めない。
anime I watched, but we watched an anime
頼ん
where
だぞモルガナ。
the main character,
ユウスケに気づかれんな。
every episode, talked about how they were a champion of justice.
そうとしてきたら
And that drilled the word Seigi into my head forever. I'll never not
こ
know
こまでやってパレス
that
開かな
Seigi
か
means
ったら
justice.
危ないからね。
どの道悪事の裏取りしようって流れだし、無駄にはなんねえよ。
It's also how I figured out that superhero in Japanese has Seigi in it. I forgot the other part of superhero over there,
でもそう
but it includes the word justice.
って言うかな。
んなの、私明日じゃないと無理とか、そんなんでよくね？
Probably. We're currently watching one of the 900 Fate franchise spin-off shows. It's from like 2 seasons ago, I think. Lord Elamore II's Investigations or something it's called. It's an enjoyable one. It's like a sequel to Fate Zero, which is one of the more tolerable Fate shows for me. A child from Fate Zero grows up and solves magician crimes. No, you could be anywhere when you press A for the shooting star, but they'll show up as a pick-upable item on your beach the next day. What a terrible thing to write back. Just be careful. I've also started watching Letterkenny, which is a very funny show.
あのパレスは持ち主が見ている現実世界の鏡みたいなもんだ。だから現実世界の認識が変われば当然パレスにも影響が出る。ここは冗談で
You'll know you did it right if your
アンドノ
character
に一肌脱いでもらわない
clasps
とが。
2 of their hands together and like closes their eyes and bows their head for a moment, because that's them wishing upon the star. If you saw them do that, then you know it worked and you'll have stars on your beach tomorrow. You can do it multiple times in one night. I know Joe did it 200 times in one night, but you're only gonna find like 20 stars on your beach. Like there's an upper limit. I think like 10 is the most you could pick up the next day. Doesn't work if you're holding a net. I think your character would swing the net instead. Fucking cat making me go to bed. So get out of here. I'm gonna study.
いいか
どうする？
戸締まり頼んだ
I'll
ぞ
work on guts and I'll work on knowledge. And kindness every once in a while as well. Oh, you got one? Alright. If you saw one, there's gonna be more. So you might want to like just watch. You got 3, nice. Yeah, they come in like bunches. If you're currently having a shower, just go until you hit like 10 or more. Because that's like the upper limit. If you want to be safe, go for like 15 or 20, but you're not gonna get more than that in your beach the next day.
君か。そういえばこの路線だったな。そんなことよりどういう風の吹き回しだ？
Well, Tafty, how is it
高
going?
巻さんから連絡があった。ヌードの件、引き受けてくれるそうだ。それはありがたいのだが、お前たち。
Oh, we're conspiring, Gintama. We're conspiring, alright. I could say the same of you.
芸術を愚弄するな。俗物めいた考えで測ってもらっては困る。何かあれば通報
Your
す
oxygen
る。
not included base is a complete nightmare because you built it poorly. I can't relate, Katase, because I always build my oxygen not included bases perfectly.
そういえば
Never once did I build it poorly. Now we gotta get my cheat sheet for school questions here. Where are you? There we go. It's 5:19 right now. I'm ready. You were reporting and downvoting Reddit comments that were making fun of suicidal children. And now you need something happy. Well, A, good for you, putting positivity into the world. And you came to the right place because we're playing a very uplifting video game. Correct answer is this guy.
これだ。
やりますね
Yeah, I stick to very specific subreddits. Oh, you knew the answer, Fafao? Oh, thank you.
やるじゃねえか。
Oh, Lord, bless this child. The world is shitty enough, the internet has enough shitty people on it. I praise you for doing something positive on the internet.
さてと。
あん、モナ、頼んだ。俺らはできること始まってるし、ここで待ってるしかねえな。
いや、お前らには別の仕事がある。
Nice old Tafty.
仕事？
パレスの中で待機して、扉が開いたら制御室みたいなのを探してくれ。二度と閉じないように扉のロックを解除しとかないとな。
なるほど。わかった。任せとけ。
Pokemon and Fire Emblem subreddits suck.
本当に来てくれるなんて。連絡くれた時は嘘だと思った。
ごめんね、急で。
とんでもない。ただ、昨日伝えた通り、今日は先生がもう2、30分もすると戻られる。その気を使わせてしまうかもしれないね。
だから今日来たんだっつうの。
何か？
なんでも。
ところで、少し
People don't often go out into the world unless they have something shitty to share.
そう？体重変わってないんだけど、むくんでんのかな。
じゃあとりあえずここで用意いいか？
脱げばいいのね。
There are some folks out there that go out and put good things into the world.
恥ずかしいからあっち向いてて。
Largely content creators that I enjoy.
きつかった。
きつい。俺は芸術をやってるんだ。
こっち見ちゃダメだからね。てか先生そろそろだよね。
確かそのはず。
What's the stupidest thing going on in Seattle at the moment?
ねえ
Yes, I do love all the layers she
変えら
brought.
れない？もっと雰囲気いいとこの方がいいな。
Alpha Red? I'm unfamiliar with
こ
Alpha
れで十
Red.
分な気が。
鍵かかるとこのが良くない？
鍵？
Is this scene gonna be cringy? Not that I remember now.
鍵のついた部屋なんて先生のところぐらいしか。
じゃあそこ。
無理だ、それは。大志、俺は鍵を持ってないし。
やっぱない
Yeah,
って
send
よ
me something, I'll take a look at it.
大丈夫だぜ。そのための我が輩だ。このヘアピンで。
高巻さん、そろそろ。こんなに来てたのか。
今日寒くない？
そうかな。まあ確かに日も傾いてきたが。
でしょ。だから他の場所がいいなって。だって脱ぐんだし。
確かに。
So there's a homeless crime problem in one of the neighborhoods in Seattle, and due to COVID, the police are not doing that much. And a bunch of citizens called and said they were going to put together an armed night patrol if the police won't do anything. And the police just said, "That sounds like a good idea, go for it." That is so irresponsible.
演技だぜ。
Wildly irresponsible. And of course, the people that are going to become the victims of that are going to be the most marginalized members of society. So that's fantastic.
他の部屋はダメだと。
この部屋
That reminds me of a news story I saw for,
待ってくれって。
I can't remember the name.
頼んだからね。もうな。
One of the states that has been having issues with armed protesters showing up, bunch of, white dudes with guns. And the police, of course, were totally chill with all these dudes with guns. And then, of course, the only person that died with all of these armed people was a black man out jogging with no gun. The only casualty.
鍵をモナが開けられたとしてまだらめに見せるって難しくね？見せたとしても普通すぐ閉めんだろ。
Oh no, there's no sex scene happening. How's it going, Creedmoor?
ぶっちゃけこの作戦うまくいったら奇跡じゃね？俺だってそう思いてえけどよ。
Yeah, it's a lot of fade to black stuff when you actually do have romance scenes.
ちょっといい加減に。
この奥ってなに？
それは。
モルガナが言ってたのは。
No, no, we're talking about the
だと言ってるのに。
positive, like, loving, consensual moments that happen way later in the game.
猫の手じゃ。
We're not talking about the implied sexual assault earlier in the game with the
どうか
villains.
したのか。
Mud, how's it going, baby?
この部屋は？
古い家の保管庫だ。
保管庫。ねえ、北川くん、この中でどう？誰にも絶対見つからない場所の方が私も恥ずかしくないし。
ここは先生しか入れない。
To explain what's going on at this current moment,
二人っきりにな
the
りた
man
い
on the
の。
left is an artist who wants to do a character portrait of the lady on the right. He wants to do it as a nude portrait because art. Lady on the right does not want to do that, but she is trying to buy time while the cat in the background picks the lock to that room which will allow a number of folks that are inside the cognitive world of an asshole to break into his innermost mind and change his heart. Now you're all caught up on what's happening right now.
そんなことを。
聞いてる？マジか。いいでしょ。
Well, this game deals with a number of dark subjects, and earlier the villain was a teacher who was taking advantage of his position in the school to sexually assault a student, among other bad things he was doing.
鍵が。
We broke into his mind and we changed his heart, and now he is in police custody.
じゃあここね。いいよね。
困ったな。帰ったぞ。先生。ゆうすけ。
よし開いた。
そこで何をしている？これは違うんです。その中は
What is he hiding in this very important room?
なんも起きねえ。状況どうなってん？来た！あいつらマジでやりやがった。
They're amazing. Bones and all.
ああマジすげえよ。行こうぜ。
Like, to touch on the subject a little bit more, I understand that these are uncomfortable subjects, but I do appreciate how this game handles them. Like, usually, when it comes to these kind of things, movies, video games, books, they show the implied sexual assaults. Like, there is no implication, it's literally a shown thing. And it's often done in a way that is borderline, or just not even borderline, straight up titillating. Like, they are showing it in a way that is sexual and not just disgusting and terrible. And I prefer it this way. Like, it's an awful person, he did bad things, he's a villain, and the game doesn't use those moments as titillation or to get a sexual rise out of the player or viewer, so I prefer it this way. But I also acknowledge that these are themes that are hard to do right.
よっしゃ。
Alright, we have access
おや。
to the inner sanctum here. Oh yeah, no, Kamoshida is the worst villain between this and our current character. Like, this guy is an artist who makes his money and his fame off the backs of his students. He's a plagiarist, and he destroys the careers of the people he plagiarizes, so terrible. But at the same time, not nearly as bad as a teacher abusing students, because that's a position of power and trust, and is destroying lives.
Whoa.
Most game developers don't really care to touch the subject. That's true.
Warina.
Kamoshida's top 2 or 3 for worst villains in this game. I think I'm willing to agree with that. Think this guy's weak to fire?
セキュリティを突破してきたのか。どうしてなるものか。マダーメ様のお膝元である。
お前らなんて眼中にねえんだよ。
What are the other sleep commands? We have river, waves, whales, campfire, cat purring. I think there's one other. There's also talk feverishly, or no, it's feverish chat. Feverish chat. Yep, that's feverish chat. Technical murder. That's one of the best types of murder. If you want to reform society, a few eggs have to crack. Things are real tough when it's just you and me. It'd be a pain in the ass if we got spotted again. Let's turn off that security system. And then they'll never turn it back on.
電気これ
Big reveal. Here's when we get Broske, sorry, Yosuke,
確かさゆりなんでこんな
to fully commit to our side.
出て行け。先生、これは見られてしまったのならもう黙ってはいられんな。
Oh, I can hear the campfire. It's very
借
pleasant.
金を抱えている。このさゆりは私自身が模写をして特別なルートで売ってもらっているんだ。
When I set Abe Clancy's cheese on fire the other day, that was the closest to a campfire I've been in literally years. I'm overdue for a nice little campfire.
そのことがひどくショックでな。以来私はスランプに陥っている。苦悩から弟子の着想を譲ってもらったことがあるのも事実だ。
Ah, Gabba Redeem tell me a story. So, I popped into Abe Clancy's stream the other day, and as a joke, I just said the first person that donated $50 to Abe Clancy gets a personal video of me setting his entire cheddar cheese collection on fire, assuming that no one would spend $50 to watch a block of cheese burn. Immediately, someone donated $50 to Abe Clancy, so I had to make good on my word and go and collect his cheddar cheese, build a small fire, and set it on fire, and record the whole thing on video.
なんか変
Obviously, Abe Clancy was pretty happy about it because he lost like $5 worth of cheddar cheese in exchange for $50.
写真のさらに模写が売れたのよくわかんないけど
All those combat sounds make for a good ASMR. I do acknowledge that the sound effects are a little bit jarring in what is supposed to be a relaxing, chill stream.
とにかく違和感があるってことあんだな
Right? Yeah, $50 is gonna buy a lot of cheese.
さゆり。これは本物のさゆり。
You didn't know this was an
さ
option.
っき盗まれたって。模写だ。いや、これは模写じゃない。この絵に支えられてここまでやってきたんです。まさか先生。それは偽物。そうだ、贋作だ。迷惑な贋作があると聞いて買い取ったのだ。
本家が贋作を買ったっての
All these lame excuses.
無理やりすぎでしょ
先生は嘘をついてる。さゆりの真実話してくれませんか。お前まで。警備会社に通報してやったわ。
How do you start a cheese fire? Well, For me, I built a bed of kindling made of a brown paper bag, and I built a small little pyramid of, smaller tree branches. And then I perched the cheese on top of that, and I lit everything underneath the cheese on fire. I did use an accelerant to make sure it went up fast, because I didn't want to sit there waiting. Oh yeah, Fritos are like little candles, man. I've used Frito as a fire starter before. They're like oily enough that they're just little candles. You've won bets over it? Nice. The only sad part about that story is that Abe Clancy got the $50 and I'm the one that had to build a fire. The old guy is the bad guy. Yeah, the young boy now understands that we've been telling him the truth up till now. Smoldering corn doesn't smell that great. I believe it. I'm much more in favor of situations like when Krios gave me money to only date one woman at a time in this game. Because in that one, I got the money and I didn't have to build a fire outside to light cheese up. Much preferable. Much more preferable. Or in this case, Gintama. Good catch, Gintama. Wow, they made the harem situation even worse. Yopper, of course you could. 100%. I would immediately agree to that.
まだらめのことなんかおかしいって
それは
信じたくないかもしれないけどここはまだらめが見ているもう一つの現実
Welcome to inside the brain of the man who houses you.
こんなおぞましい世界がお前ら一体何なんだ
The cycle will repeat forever. You'll never eat cheese again.
確かにお前らの言うことが本当
In the Great Cheese War.
俺の知る先生などどこにも
目覚ませって
だがそれでも10年置いてもらった恩義だけは消えない
許すってのかよ
With fire came disparity.
大丈夫
頭の理解に気持ちがついていかない
Light and dark. Cheese and meat. A shitty Prometheus gremlin. Here, lean upon my shoulder.
いや、結構だ
A smart investment is a cheese-based portfolio. It's all well known. Who needs 40k? Who needs 40k miniatures? Escape the palace. Oh, we don't get the quick travel, of course.
ここも先生の心の中だというのかこんな虚栄にまみれた美術館が
A That's one thing I look forward to doing a little bit more of.
この絵は
Like, I can't really run Vermintide very well on this computer, but once I get this new video card, I will. And it did look like a lot of fun watching Kitase and Jimmy
絵が
play Vermintide earlier.
そいつが弟子本人さ。
物扱いなんだよ。まだ
In the future, I'll be able to join in.
ちなみにお前のもあるぜ。
あれこれ話すのは後だ。
Where do their physical bodies go when they're in the dream world? Their physical bodies are in there. The only, like, wackiness that happens is our costumes are projections of our
目
cognition.
の前だってのに。誰？嘘。
ふざけた格好しやがって。王様の次は殿様かよ。
ようこそ。
Oh, it's not on Switch? That's a bummer.
先生なのですかその姿
最低。
嘘ですよね
あんなみすぼらしい格好は演出だ有名になってもあばらやぐら
Not the game for you. It's on like the Left 4 Dead side of things, but I enjoy Left 4 Dead style games. Some setup you've got.
笑わせるわ
なぜ盗まれたはずのさゆりが保管庫に本物があるのになぜたくさんの模写を聞かせてくれあなたが先生だというのなら
まだ気づかんのか青木さいめ盗まれたなど私が流したデマだ
Yes, tell us your whole situation, your full plan, please.
例えばこんなのはどうだ本物が見つかったが公にできない事情がある特別価格で譲りたいどうだこの特別価格
The only appropriate time to say don't make me laugh is while laughing, by the way.
そんな
絵の価値など所詮は思い込みならばこれも正当な経済行為だまあガキには想像できんだろうがな
さっきから金道理でこんな気持ち
And
悪い
knock it for model
で
butt.
きるわけだぜ
Creed more.
てか、
More like crude more.
盗作とか恥ずかしくないわけ？
Also, she's facing forward, and you might. She has a butt back there, I'm sure.
名声のためのなお前にも稼がせてもらったぞユウスケ
ムカつくけどよ
Well, if you're talking about Nier
お前の
Automata,
師匠だ
2B has a rockin' badonk. Thank you very much.
天才画家と信じてきた人々は
これだけは言っておいてやるユウスケ
Creedmore, I had a spam text message bot messaging me, and I kept on replying, hello, exclamation mark, just to see what the script was going to be, and it sent me a whole bunch of naked lady pictures.
こんなやつ
I figure you'll appreciate that weird story there.
ただの善意で引き取ったとでも思っておったのか
Usually, the spam bots are very, like, rigid and organized in their scripts, and this one was as well, but they're very, like, you know, no pictures kind of thing. This is the first time a spam bot sent me, like, naughty photos. Well, praise it. Praise. Very good. Thank you for asking me to praise that song.
そろそろ
許せ
ん
許すものか
No, it was trying to get me to, like, give personal information and go to a sketchy-ass website.
やったのに結局はあだで返すかクソガキめ
I would happily work at Team Ninja, hell yeah.
続行しますしろ
More, though, I would work for, Platinum Studios. That's where I want to go.
事実は小説よりきなりか
北川君？
そんなはずはないと長い間俺は自分の瞳を曇らせてきた人の
What? Platinum Games? They did Nier Automata. They're responsible for the 2 Bayonetta games. Beautiful Joe. Fucking Astral Chain. Metal Gear Solid Revengeance. Nier Automata. I cannot recommend Nier Automata enough. Like, Nier Automata's story made me, like, openly sob twice. So A, the story is super moving and emotionally affecting. 2, the gameplay is phenomenal. It just feels so good to play that game. It's an action RPG. The mechanics are all integrated into the story and the gameplay and the worlds. Like, you play an android. So the way you level up is you literally slot in chips to change how your character plays and works. So if you want to make the game easier, you literally like slot in an easy mode chip. There's a chip in there that's like central processing unit, and the game says like, don't remove this one. If you remove it, you die and you get an ending. Like, the game ends and you get a credit scene and everything. The game has like multiple endings. The way the story works is you have to play through the game to get to a specific endpoint, and then you play through that part again from a different point of view and get a completely different perspective on what happened. And then the game switches entirely into another point of view from that point forward. It's one of my favorite marriages of gameplay and story and mechanics. Everything feeds into itself. Nothing is wasted. It feels so good. And then, like, fucking robots that look like they're made out of trash cans make me cry because you spend so much time with them. And they, like, get to a point where, I don't want to spoil it, but, like, sad things happen. And, like, I was just crying in my room watching a bunch of robots that look like they're made of trash cans. And then I walk downstairs and everyone's playing board games, and I'm just like, the world is terrible. Anyway. You got this. So, Nier Automata, easily one of my favorite video games of all time. You struggle with the controls in Nier? When you say Nier, do you mean Nier Automata or Nier? Because Nier controls like trash. Nier is famously one of those games that has a super compelling story, but plays like garbage. Whereas Nier Automata, I felt, controlled super smoothly and well. Machinarium had charming trash can robots. Yes, that game is surreal and super endearing. I really like Machinarium. The newer one? Weird, I never had any trouble with the controls in Nier. Yeah, Nier Automata is the newer one. Alright. I haven't actually played Bayonetta. It's on my list though. You don't want to play combo-based beat-em-ups? Yeah, Bayonetta's a combo-based beat-em-up. Nier Automata is more of an action RPG that flows a bit more like a combo-based beat-em-up, but there are no combo counters, there are no style points. It's much more like world and story driven. And I think that's because it's a combination of Platinum Games doing the gameplay and the story being written by Yoko Taro. And that's like chef eyes, right? Chef kiss right there. Chef eyes? What the fuck?
知らせこれもベルトだくたば引くだろ
いいぞ、よく回避した。ベルトだいけ
Chef eyes. So I would say definitely check out Nier Automata. It's a game that I'm very tempted to stream because I love it so much. If we get out of quarantine, you still have a job. The problem there, of course, is going to be that with the end of the school year in like a couple of weeks, we're just going to enter the part of summer where it's a seasonal position to begin with. So we're fucked no matter what. You may be FFCC. I don't know what FFCC is. Oh yeah, that's true. We might extend our contract period to make up for the lost time. Alright, yeah, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I haven't tried wind on that guy. You can play with Cassie and also me and other people in chat who might get that game. Bow, wow, wow, bow, 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 bow. Have you ever seen or played The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords before? Oh yeah, I'll be streaming on Sunday. I'm gonna be doing X Anima for a good portion of it, and then probably Radis for another chunk of it. Well, Sunday and Monday there will be streams. I'm very excited to do some Exanima. That game looks really fun. What was tonight's stream? I haven't actually drank anything tonight. This is a sober stream tonight. Oh yeah, if you make a Japanese account, you can get anything you want from the Japanese store. I get a lot of demos that way, and I just play them. Anytime they're being voiced, I put the game on auto. When it's non-voiced, I do the voices. Practice in the arena a bit before your playthrough.
体力限界でしょ。無理されても足手まといだから。
情けない。
言うこと聞いとけって。
Is Dragon's Dogma Online not like available anymore, Creedmoor?
気づいてたんでしょ。
俺はそんなに僕年人
Play that sad, sad
数
song.
年前から妙な連中が出入りするようになったし、盗作も日常茶飯事だった。けどそんなの認めたくないじゃないか。世話になった人がそんな。
どうして北川
It was only released in Asia.
まだらめのとこを出て
I
いか
mean,
なかった
if you have a Switch, you can make a Japanese account. If it's a PC game, you could also probably make a Japanese account and spoof it to make it think you're in Japan. They've stopped supporting it? Alright, in that case you're screwed. I'm sorry that you're screwed. I feel you, Pope. Like, I don't dislike Dragon's Dogma, but I do have a little bit of trouble really getting pulled into it.
らしい
I do want to try and, like, power through, if only because there are people that I really like Tom, I really like Creedmoor, and, like, they love Dragon's Dogma. Like, Tom loves Dragon's Dogma. And, like, I kind of want to play through it just so I can have the cultural knowledge of the game to keep up with him when he talks about it. They should have the Persona games on the Switch. They should, you're right. It seems like they are considering it. Like, Atlas put out a poll asking if people are interested in their games on the Switch. So, ideally, they might. But yeah, as Gomper just clarified, generally it's because of porting reasons, licensing issues, publishing deals. You like JRPGs, but you can't play very many because you're limited to Nintendo platforms. Nintendo has a pretty good selection. But ideally, they will eventually port some of these over there.
自分をごまかしてきたことと向き合うそのきっかけをくれて感謝している。
真面目すぎんだよお前。そんなんだから行き詰まっちまうんだよ。俺なんかもっと適当だぜ。
ほんとそう。これからどうするんだ？
わからない。
まだらめが変わっちまったもんはもうしょうがねえ。
Japan's still having fun back. They are getting better.
俺たちなら
There are a few regions in Japan that have legalized same-sex marriage. They're not quite as like when I think of homophobic, I think of, you know, deep South America, Bible Belt kind of stuff where, like, murder is a response that folks have. Like, truly vile humans. Japan tends to view homosexual lifestyles as almost like entertaining. Like, they make characters out of it. So it's not quite as, like, brutally awful as it could be. And they are making progress.
それでその体育教師は心が入れ替わったと。心を盗む怪盗、実在したとはな。
If it's worth someone else's time, Persona will be on the Switch too. Yeah, a lot of companies will just make decisions that seem like they are counter money. So one thing I've been learning a little bit about is Japan, and this pertains a little bit more to anime, so I might not even talk about games for a second. I'll talk about a related subject when it comes to anime. We're right in front of you, buddy. So, here's a weird thing that happens with anime in Japan. When an anime project comes up, say an adaptation of a manga, the publisher that owns the manga will say, hey, we want to turn this into an anime. And instead of just having a company walk up and say, we will animate this, what happens is they form a brand new company. So they'll find a studio that wants to do the animation, the publisher, and then like 2 or 3 producers that are interested in investing money for a return. Usually these are companies that are going to produce merchandise, companies that are going to produce figures, clothing companies, what have you. If there's like a prominent idol involved or an idol group, or if the opening song is going to be done by like a particular K-pop band or J-pop band, those will be a company involved, and they will then form a brand new company that is a conglomerate of all of the previous companies listed. And they will all have different rights and licensing agreements to different parts of the anime. And then they will produce and release the anime. Which means that if they're going to re-air that anime, it becomes a licensing nightmare. If they're going to make the DVD and sell it in different regions, licensing nightmare. When they release it in another location, they sometimes have to change the music because licensing nightmare. And it's because they make a shell company of like 12 fucking companies that all have different stakes and things. It's lunacy. That's why, like, Evangelion was recently added to Netflix, but they had to change the end song and the opening song because all of the licensing rights are just it's a lunacy thing. And it happens in America as well, like as Gomber's pointing out, we can't stream Scrubs with the original soundtrack. Like, it's stupid. Oh no, I'm sorry, they have the opening song, Cruel Angel's Thesis. It's the end song, Fly Me to the Moon, I think it was, is no longer available, and a couple of other songs were changed. It's silly how these things work. Welcome aboard.
ああ、ご指導願おう。
ってそういえば現実のまだらめどうなったかな。私とユウスケ相当やばい状況だったけど。
In sad news, the fourth rebuild of Ava movie has been delayed because of COVID. Which is understandable, but a bummer. I've been waiting for this goddamn movie for years. This movie has already been delayed once because Anno had to go and direct Shin Godzilla. Yeah, usually the people that are making the thing are happy to share their work. It's always the legal level above that that makes life hard.
実はまだ何か隠してるとか？
動くとしても古典を終えてからだろう。期間中に秋分が経つのは向こうが損だ。
ムードの件が済んだと思ったらこれか。
Yeah, those are your hours for being like active in chat, I believe. Just be aware that this bot is only keeping track of your night stream hours. This is only the number of hours you've been active for the late night whisper stream. Because this bot is technically a separate bot from the daytime bot. This is the night dingus.
なんで？
ちょっと人とテンポ違うよね。この我が輩を描こうってのか？ちゃんと素材の良さを
I might rename the bot if I can to make it clear that this is like Night Dingus.
気安く触んじゃ。
黒あんみつを注文しようと思ってな。
黒猫から連想したなこいつ。
Dingus After Dark.
金を持ってこなかった。
Oh, Pope, I'm with you, man. I have a skylight and like... I have a thing up there, but it's basically just like flopping around in the wind at this point. It's a huge problem.
いやいや違うだろう。
Yeah, Dingus After Dark is really good. That sounds problematic. If the police hear about this, they'll get in touch with the school and we'll totally get expelled for sure. The school would be the least of our worries. We'd end up arrested, unlawful entry, defamation. Guess that means we really can't afford to F that up this time. Yeah, from here on out, what really matters. Let's do it.
告訴される前に改心させればいいだけさ。今は目の前のことに集中しろ。
Glow-in-the-dark planet shapes or the glow-in-the-dark stars. I have a few of those on my ceiling. They were here when I moved in. I'm a chef too. At this masquerade.
いいか。
どうする？
Yeah, I'll study.
戸締まり頼んだぞ。
へえ。
Enjoy getting water while tafty. You think they died before you moved in? Like, my room doesn't get a lot of light, so mine are very, very dim all the time. Because, you know, they charge up by being exposed to light. I black out most of my windows. My part-time job is such a drag. Your job at the beef bowl shop on Central Street? They said the pay was good. Plus that politician who makes the game's like, hey, you want to be friends with that guy? Do this. Oh, I'm incredibly light sensitive. Our grades are out. How'd you do? I'm dead. Oh, I got above average. What score did I get? I finished a little higher than the average score. My first playthrough, I was top of my goddamn class because I focused entirely on knowledge for the beginning of the game. Yeah, I think we're gonna look for like a blackout curtain that I could pin to my skylight.
さてと。
But maybe use like... use some Velcro to make a little portal I could open. Because I do need to like open and close my skylight depending on the weather. No, blinds are not good enough for me. I need my room to be nighttime all the time. And sometimes when I'm editing, I wear... I'm going to become super lame looking for a second, hold on. Yes, hello. These are my blue light canceling glasses. Because that can make a headache happen sometimes. It's me, Shido-san. Then when I take it off, everything looks super blue. Yes, Krios, I do have gunners. This was a gift from my mother. When I told her I was getting headaches, she sent me some very super cool gunners. What are you doing right now? Are we gonna go to the palace? I was still hanging on the hallway. You wanted gunners when you were 17? I've never even thought about them until my mom mailed me a pair. They do actually help quite a bit, like, as someone who is prone to headaches. How have you been since our last talk? Anything bothering you? If you got time, I'd be happy to chat with you again after school. Yeah, let's go hang out with this guy. We'll take a break. We have 16 days until we go to jail. I've been getting a lot of students coming in here ever since I arrived. To be honest, it's been kind of a relief. That whole mess with Kamoshida was the reason I was called here after all. They warned me a lot of students have been impacted. I knew it would be a lot of free-floating anxiety. But when I actually got to talk to everyone, I was pleasantly surprised. I need to max this guy before November 18th. So we got like 6 months to do it. Most of the things on everyone's minds were college entrance exams, relationship problems. In other words, typical worries for high school students. Some did open up about deeper issues, but not the majority. He's not a good therapist. Some students were still struggling with the scars from the incident, yes. But at the very least, I'm glad the ones who came to me have taken some steps toward recovery. So I don't know anything about this guy because he's a new addition to this game. He was not in the original release. My prediction is he is a secret villain. That's where I'm throwing my towel into the secret villain arena. But I don't want any spoilers, we're gonna find out as we go. Thanks to you, probably. I can only hope so. I guess flattery is not his thing, huh? I don't think I've done much, but if I've helped even one person, then it makes all worthwhile. He's just at, oh my god, without any bizarre, Jesus Christ, my dude, at all. Perfect. I know I'm not the most reliable guy, but remember you can always talk to me if something's bothering you. I am the counselor here, if you know. If nothing else, I'm good at listening. Having said that, it's a little awkward that I have to ask for your help, but... Like, my prediction is he is related to Furua's mother, but we haven't gotten to that part in the game at this point. You don't trust therapists who want to know about your shit? That's like all therapists, that's like their job. Remember I asked you to help me with my research? Of course. I said you'd be helping with my research, but don't worry, it won't be anything too difficult or intensive. I just need you to listen to what I have to say and work through some questions with me. Let's see, maybe I should start at the beginning. I can tell you a little bit about what my research is for. What I'm studying now is pain felt in the mind, or more fancifully, in the heart. Some specific examples include the pain of someone saying hurtful things to you, or being separated from those you love. Maybe this would be clear, pain defined by abstracts like trauma or stress. Bodily, physical pain can be thought of as something necessary, an autonomic response to injury, illness, or what have you. You had a therapist curse you out of his office. That is what we call a bad therapist. But what about pains felt within one's heart? That pain isn't born from any tangible problem in our bodies, right? It's something strange and immaterial. I guess it goes to show there are still a lot of mysteries in our own hearts and minds. And I want to learn more about these internal psychological pains. Now, this is my question to you. When do you truly feel pain in your heart, Spleen-kun? You were a real shithead when you were younger? It's my personal belief that most people are shitty when they're young. Like, I certainly think back to what I was like in high school and college, and I hate almost everything about it. When someone betrays me. I see, yes, I can sympathize there. Sometimes all it takes is one betrayal for intense trust to turn into intense pain. Oh yeah, no. Therapists are very, very helpful in that regard, keeping people alive. A good therapist is able to save lives, for sure. You are violently shitty. Do you mean like you were a violent person? It can be rough. It doesn't feel good to struggle with pain in your heart. With that in mind, how about the pain of a broken heart then? After all, that kind of pain is only born because we fall in love, right? Do you have any thoughts on this kind of pain, Spleen-kun? That one seems necessary. God damn it! I want more than one music note from this jackass. True, it proves and validates the love that came before it. After all, a very fitting answer from you. Yes, everyone comes in their own unique flavor of shitty. Internal emotional pain can be difficult to deal with, though some say it's always coupled with other feelings. And I agree, of course. I think that's a fair assessment. But personally speaking, I think if pain can be avoided, it should be. Maybe it shouldn't exist at all. Wounds of the heart are much harder to detect, and in a way, they're far more complex than physical injuries. That's why I'm doing this research, to save people who are suffering from internal pain they keep holding on to. You helped me realize that purpose again. Thank you. Did that help? Of course, thanks to you I can articulate my thoughts for once. Ooh, chance to receive the effects of charge and concentrate at the start of battle.
Yoshi.
Are we his therapist? He reminds me of a college professor I had where I took computer animation 1, 2, and 3. And those were fine experiences because the professor was teaching us. And then I took a class called Advanced... Oh my god! You're not supposed to say personal names like that, but Pylon, especially when I'm telling a story about them. But yes. I took a class where we were making a film. And I was very excited for it because this wasn't just like learn a thing, do a short project, learn a thing, do a short project. It was straight up make a short film working with a team. Everyone had specific... It is in fact the Water Tower film. Everyone had like a specific role to play. So, you know, I was a character animator, I had specific shots, but I also was doing some of the technical director stuff. So like, doing particle effects and other nonsense, a lot more programmy, that part. But what pissed me off is while we were doing the short film, he was working on his master's at the time. So he was largely unavailable as a teacher for this short film. So I would work on a shot, I would get it to a point that I thought was good, and I would submit the shot into the shot registry to be reviewed, get notes, and then work on the notes I receive. The problem is that he wasn't around, so he wasn't leaving notes, and all the other people involved were also working on their own shots, so they weren't leaving feedback either. So I would do a shot, get it to a point that I felt was good, and I would submit it. I would do a shot, get it to a point I thought was good, and I would submit it. And I would never get feedback, so I had nowhere to go for these fucking scenes I was working on. And then at the end of the year, the professor was like, hey, I'm not sure if I can give you an evaluation. You never improved upon any of the shots you submitted. And I was like, I never got any fucking notes. Like, you were unavailable as a goddamn professor. And he was like, oh, I guess that's a good point. And so I got like the most bland-ass middle-of-the-road evaluation ever because he didn't want to give me a good evaluation. But I very accurately pointed out that he was not available as a teacher, and I had like an email chain that I would just be like, Chris, please, I need feedback. No one's giving me any feedback. I need you to be a teacher here. And so I just have this like super boring eval that's like, Chris performed satisfactorily during this class and did complete all of his shots on time. It's like, oh great, this is such a good eval to have, thank you. He was very self-centered is the problem. Like, as a professor, he was very self-important and self-centered. Like, he was super good at teaching when he taught, but when he wasn't teaching, he was just sucked. He sucked. Pissed me off. Artist in the wrong way? Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Like, I enjoyed Animation 1, 2, and 3 because he was in the classroom, he was present, but whenever he had a project that he was working on, we were all secondary, and that sucked. He looks pretty spicy right now. Oh no, I like his disheveled look.
Whoa!
Oh, your mental training. I didn't forget our promise at course. I'll teach you tricks for mental discipline, and you help me research, just so we decide, right? How about something like this today? Head of your computer art department would show up late 30 minutes to class because he was in his office getting high, and his office is right next to the classroom. That's another kind of sucky teacher. Like, I liked most of my professors throughout college, and I only had the one problem with this particular animation professor, and again, it's because he was working on his major. And this film was a part of his major because he was the director of the film. Which means that he wasn't available as a teacher, and like, I got shafted because he was focusing on his education at the moment. We talked about the guy who got me to leave 3 animation, and now we're talking about how everyone's replaceable. You got a digital art teacher doing class on Adobe Illustrator in high school who told me all that. Yeah, it's convenient when people are like, hey, this is what it's going to be like. You learn more in one semester abroad than in all of your other years at Syracuse. It's shocking, like, what you end up taking the most away from in these kind of situations. It was hungover day. Yeah, the other thing that got me is both the computer animation professor we're talking about here, the guy I worked for in Great Barrington, both of them told me if you're going to go into animation, you need to learn how to drink heavily. Like, straight up, they're just like, if you're going to do 3D animation, you need to learn how to handle your alcohol. And I was like, that shouldn't be a part of the job requirement. But apparently, like, the culture, at least while I was being taught, they were just like, if you're working at Pixar, if you're working at Blue Sky, if you're working at any of these studios that they used to work for, the culture is very much, you work until you punch, and then you, as a group, go to the bar. You're going to sleep at 8 o'clock? That's usually when I end up turning on YouTube and watching 1 or 2 things and then going to sleep at around 5:30. I'm taking a breather. Just finished my last counseling session for the day. I'd like to thank you once again for your help earlier. So you're actually working? Of course. I don't just put my feet up and drink tea in here, you know. How much my research means to me, I can't neglect my job here. But to be honest, it's pretty tough juggling this job and my research at the same time. Thanks again for agreeing to help me out. Might be looking to you for help more frequently from now on. It'd mean a lot if you could lend a hand. Alright, see you later. You like being here for the late night tipsy stream, but you hate how quarantine has ruined your routine? Or you persevere long enough to animate big jiggly butts. There you go. Zone tan? I get that reference, by the way. Very pornographic. Over here it's 4 a.m., Katase. Yes, the Zone animator did work on Skullgirls. They also worked on 1 or 2 Cartoon Network shows, or Nickelodeon shows, I can't remember which one. I read a very long and angry article about how people that work in animation shouldn't be allowed to work in animation if they make pornography, because children like animation. And it was not a very good article, but they were very angry the entire article. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Will Tafty, some of us here prefer their pornography to be animated. That's the most bonkers thing. Alright, we're about to crack open a can of worms, but it's a can of worms I love talking about.
Nah.
Alright, we need to earn his approval by making coffee. Oh my god, yeah. Making a bunch of erotic furry art for money is the dream job. What? Here we go. Yeah, let's make some coffee.
Huh?
Oh yeah, no. If you want to make good 3D animated pornography, this is gonna be a weird conversation. The rigging is super important, not to mention the weight painting for the textures. Any one of those is wrong, the whole thing looks terrible. I hate painting weights though, I'm really bad at it. It takes me 1,000 tries. Rigging also is not my forte, but really it's all about painting weights and skinning. I hate doing that. Hooray, we got coffee. Can never get the taint right? No one can. Except for like some of the really, really good animators and weight painters. So, let's talk about the world of animation. So the article made their thesis was, if you are working on a children's show, you should never make anything pornographic, because people may look you up. Like a child might say, like, I like watching this cartoon, let me look up the names in the credits. That was their thesis, essentially. Which I vehemently disagree with, because, and this is a blanket statement here, but I'm pretty comfortable with it. If you're the artistic type, you're a fucking pervert, alright? Artists are perverts. I'm an artist, I'm a pervert. I acknowledge this, I accept I'm a pervert. There's something about the artistic drive that also floats into the part of the brain that's like, yeah, but what would it be like if I drew this character naked, or having sex with a dinosaur? Like, you just want to do weird, pervy things sometimes. Ideally without hurting people. Like, obviously, we're gonna dip into a number of controversial subjects here. For instance, the man who made Ren and Stimpy. I grew up loving Ren and Stimpy. It was like a weird, frenetic kind of show. I like the animation of it. But the guy who made it is a pedophile. Like, full stop. That is a man who preyed upon young women for sex. He groomed them, he abused them, he's a bad person. And that's one of those situations where, like, alright, he's making a children's show and he's drawing pornography, and there's an unfortunate overlap where also he is a pedophile. I don't know how to solve that problem. Oh, we need to go into his mind palace and fix him. There you go. One day you're gonna rig some lady bits and your wife won't talk to you for a month. Psh. A good supporting wife would be like, you did great job there rigging that lady bit. It's true, if only we can go into people's cognitions in the real world and fix them. The Blue Mountains of Jamaica have a unique climate and volcanic soil advantageous for growing their famous high-quality coffee. The coffee undergoes a rigorous inspection process and is harvested in small quantities. This produces a rich coffee with a full aroma. Like, one of the guys that works on, like, Justice League, Young Justice, and, like, a bunch of the DC animated shows does some fabulous pornographic artwork that I'm a big fan of. And it's a shame that people are angry at him sometimes because he also happens to work on a children's show, or a show for young adults, or whatever you want to call it. It's weird. I don't have like a thesis here. I just thought to talk about it for a second because I think it's weird how most artsy people are also kind of on the pervy side. You're preparing the cup the way I taught you. I acknowledge your hard work. I've been working on balls for the past 3 weeks. I almost got them right. That reminds me of Red Dead Redemption 2 and the fact that the horse's balls do contract when you go into a cold climate. So someone had to animate those testicles. Following all the rules and instructions they gave you. Can't believe this kid in front of me is a troublemaker with a criminal record. Oh, there's no need to have a lengthy conversation about this. Just keep it retreating. No, it's a real coffee shop. Yes, this is like a tiny little hole-in-the-wall coffee shop. It's where we work. The mothership Starbucks is still open. That's irresponsible. I think the Starbucks around here is technically still open, but they're drive-through only over here. No, I imagine it was a very simple flag of, are you in a cold area that your character requires a code for? Make ball small. It's like how if you're a teacher you can't post a picture of you drinking alcohol. Yeah. I have a lot of issues with the interconnectedness of our worlds these days. Like, I love the idea that we are a global community. Like, I can consume Japanese media whenever I want. I can go online and watch clips of virtual YouTubers speaking out of context English whenever I want. And that is beautiful to me. But at the same time, like Will Tafty pointed out, it's frustrating that as an adult, if I wanted to be a teacher in this fucking world, I need to carefully monitor how I use the internet. Like, that's just frustrating to me. I wish people were less angry about how each of us lives our lives and was just like, whatever, just fucking do whatever you want. As long as you're not physically hurting or emotionally hurting another human being, who gives a shit? Just like, go out and drink when you're off duty. As long as you're sober and able to teach children well the next day, more power to you. Sleep well. Sleep well, Will. Pleasant dreams. Good night, fat man at the top. Good night, President Will Taft. Alright, what are we gonna read here? Proficiency, charm. Let's go with knowledge. Oh, teachers 100% need alcohol. Most people need some kind of vice to help ease through the rough edges of life. I mean, like, the only sleep medication that works for me is the good old Mary Jane. So I would be fucked if we lived in a society that was still, like, shaky, shaky fist angry at the wacky tobacco. If you were a teacher and you accidentally had horse cocks in your browser, you do a lecture about it. Exactly. Roll with it. A teacher needs to be adaptable, first and foremost. Like, I have taught things before. Like, I taught computer animation for young children at a computer camp. I did how to mod video games, which mostly was how to make StarCraft a weird experience. So, like, I know teaching kids is very frustrating. I would certainly want to drink after teaching. Let me tell you, Ad Astra, your card is the world. Here it is, the world. Right side up. If the number's important to you, it's 21, the world. What else was I, oh right. I also taught a bunch of low-income children that were in an after-school program how to turn themselves into, like, bloody corpses. Like, I literally went in there and was like, alright, we're gonna learn how to do, like, terrifying horror movie makeup. Because, Danielle, who Pope Pyle and I work with, was like, hey, can you come teach my students how to do, like, makeup? And I was like, I only know how to do one type of makeup, and that's special effects horror makeup. And she was super into it. You thought when I said I taught them how to be bloody corpses that I walked in there with a baseball bat with barbed wire on it and I just murdered a school room full of disadvantaged youth? You monster. These children are talking about how if you study in the library, you get smarter. Teaching children how to wear the wrong colors in a bad neighborhood. That reminds me, as a child, my mom would yell at me if I tried to wear a red shirt before going to the mall or to school. Because, to her, all gangs are the same gang, so even though we famously grew up in an area that had trouble with MS-13, she assumed that means they're the Bloods and they don't like the color red. I remember trying to patiently explain to her that my red cat dog t-shirt would not cause me to become, shanked in the hallways. She would have none of it. Alright, the golden ratio used in the Mona Lisa and the Parthenon is a famous example. A little after our time. It was before our time and after our time. As a bunch of people told me that were older than us, we had a glorious 4-year period when we went through where the gang activity was an all-time low. So I would like to personally take credit for the reason our school was so calm for those 4 years. It's entirely me. I am so tired all the time that I just made everyone around us too tired to be gang members. So you're welcome, Gomper. You're welcome, Jimmy. I'm a natural gang suppressant. A different ratio has been used in Japanese art and architecture since ancient times. I'm sure you've all heard of the silver ratio. Oh my god, yeah, no. Having read the news of the past couple years, there are bodies being found in the woods all the time. It's scary back there now. I'm not visiting our school ever again. Now then, Spleen-san, take a look at this. You're welcome, Jimmy.
答えてください
The golden ratio is 1 to 1.618. But do you know the silver ratio? Just don't kill any dogs or ruin someone else's family. Romano, thank you for gifting that sub to Gomper. Welcome to the inner sanctum, Gomper. But killing dogs will ruin someone else's family line just because they were born into a wealthy family, and you'll be fine. There you go. One of your elementary school teachers told you to take off your 49er sweatshirt because it was related to the Bloods? Good lord. Was just catching one chat there. Enjoy all of your emotes. Alright, I was looking up the answer to this. 114, there he is.
これだ
その通りです
Put the answer in chat twice? Oh, there it is, sorry. Listen, chat has been blowing up a little bit here. You can see it's closer to a square than the golden ratio, right? You have so many icons next to your name. Hey, you're probably a fairly safe choice for being a moderator. That's because Asians have rounder faces than Westerners, so they prefer a similar shape. This ratio is used in things like ukiyo paintings and the pagodas at Horyuji Temple. I've reinstated their mod privileges just for the Discord, not for the Twitch stream. Those proportions are the silver ratio. After a very long talk explaining what is okay and not okay as a moderator. Which included bashing other people's games that they like, so if they ever make fun of Dark Souls, they're gone.
やるじゃねえか
I'm so smart. It took you a while. You saw the screenshot of Lily studying Dark Souls as a kid. Use this ratio to make cute things.
Yo.
I figured that was going on. Black Spirit, Dark Soul. Oh yeah! Now Black Desert Online, I don't know anything about the game, but I do know that the character editor is incredible. I've messed around with that without ever having played the game before. It's weird that you know Joker from Smash more than this. I mean, if you own a Switch, that makes sense to me. Because the only game you can play that has Joker in it would be Smash Brothers. Stop pressuring me, I'll go when I want to. You also own a PlayStation 4? Well then it's your own fault for not playing Persona 5. It's odd how your classmates think you're a piece of shit, but they never report you for openly carrying a cat all the time. That cat is well hidden, thank you very much. Alright, we can rank up Anne. Which I might do. You thought this was a piece of shit role-playing game where we play a piece of shit. Oh, I was gonna say, I hope you're just joking there. I don't have the guts to talk about that bag, I don't think. Sell treasure. Yes. Oh, because they do very good work with the soundtracks. Like, sound design and music design are a very fundamental part of their design principles. Which is why you get such banging tracks every game. Yeah, we need level 4 guts for that. That's okay. Go ahead and upgrade everybody's stuff. A sword with no edge. Of course, now we won't have enough money to get good ranged weapons. My god, this is worse. That is better though, that is better. Can't afford it, of course. Oh my god, they're all so much better. Except for what I'm wearing. There for damage hit for status elements. Speak for yourself, sometimes I just blow people with guns. Sound designers have it rough, very few of them have stable jobs. It might be a little bit different over in Japan. Like, very least, they treat sound designers a little bit differently over there. What's very different over there is, like, over here with our voice actors, if you're not a proper celebrity, we don't give a fuck about you as a voice actor. Like, we barely credit you, no one remembers who you are, we don't give you residuals. Like, we give voice actors in America the shaft pretty regularly. In Japan, voice actors are fairly prominent celebrities, and they get very good contracts. Good night, Katase. I'm actually going to wrap things up here as well. So it's gonna be good night for everybody. Yeah, guns are real powerful, especially with the later game ones. Oh, good luck sleeping through the nausea. Maybe I imagined things, but for a second I thought you spelled something terrible. I missed when I played this game, like the original game, on baby mode, because boy howdy, I had infinite money, and now on normal difficulty, we are broke all the goddamn time. Once we're rolling through, when we're going through the subway of the mind, I forgot what that place is called. That'll make us a bit more money. Mementos, thank you. This game kind of feels like an upbeat Monogatari game. Stylistically, it has a little bit in common with Monogatari. Specifically, like, stuff made by Shaft that's directed by the director of Monogatari. Like, a lot of stylistic moments, a lot of fun cuts for conversations. So I could see where you're coming from with that. When I say upbeat, I don't mean the story, I mean the presentation and the pacing. Like, content-wise, this is, as Gomper just pointed out, content-wise, this is very different from the Monogatari franchise. Very, very different, but, actually, I take that back. It's different. It's not very, very, very different. It's just different. There's a little bit of overlap in certain locations, especially later in the game. That's not important, but, like, stylistically, I could definitely see a comparison point for the Monogatari series.